back to Jungle Flowers Canada. My name is Begonia and thanks for joining me. So guys, today I thought I would show you what plants I have purchased over the last month and a half, and also the ones that I have done trades on. So this plant journey has just been amazing because I have met some of the loveliest people, and I think most of us can say that. And I have been trading with some of them, and also some have just gifted me plants. So guys, about 2 weeks ago I put a post on our local plant swap group and asked if anybody was interested in doing some trading. So a young lady reached out to me, Tabitha, and she had 2 plants. One of them I was so excited about, a Philodendron mame, and she also had a Philodendron cream splash. Now I exchanged with her a Philodendron tiger tooth ring of fire, and I also swapped a Skindapsis trubii. So I just wanted to show you what I got. So here is the mame. Now she had it in leca, but I'll be perfectly honest with you guys, leca is not for me. It's not my thing. I'm a soil girl. I just love my soil. Eventually everything that I trade will go back into soil. I even root in soil sometimes, guys. So, you know, some people are probably like, that have traded with me are probably like, no, don't tell me she put it in soil. But I actually put this in soil, oh my gosh, I think actually 2 weeks ago when I got it. And you can see, it's perfectly fine. It's not having any harsh reactions. This leaf was browning already, so I think it's going to be just fine. She also gave me the Philodendron cream splash, which is very similar to the Philodendron Brazil, except the variegation is cream as opposed to that kind of neon green. So that's a nice little plant. It's nicely established, so I'm pleased to have gotten that. So next up is my little plant friend, Lucia from Lulus Leaves. She's such a sweetheart, guys. If you're not following her, you should go check her out. So Lulus Leaves, and we did a swap. So I had given her a Hoya Sarawak and a Hoya Carnosa Freckles, and she gave me a number of cuttings, and I had to write them all down because I actually had to ask her what they all were. So I'm going to check it out. Okay, so this plant is called a Hoya Fusco Marginata, and it's rooting in pumice, and I love the markings on the leaves, guys. So I'm excited for this to take off. I will of course transplant it into soil once its roots are more established. This one here is a mykonoides. It's struggling a little bit, but I already have one of these, so I'm not too worried about it. But it will come back, I know it will. It's actually already starting to firm up. And next up is a Hoya, Shepherdie. And I do also have one of these, but I'm going to add this to my pot just to bulk it out. And next up is the Hoya Publicalis Pink Splash. So this will turn pink under light. I do have the Hoya Publicalis Splash, but I don't believe I have the pink splash. So it fell. So it hasn't actually rooted yet. I might actually just put this in rooting hormone, guys, and stick it into soil, because I do like to root that way. For now, let me put it back in. There is water in this, so there is moisture, but I think I might just try it my old-fashioned way. The next one she gave me is the Hoya Cinnamon Folia. Can you see the leaf on that? So that too is beautiful. I have to check the roots on these. I haven't actually checked them, so just to see how they're doing. And lastly, which I have had under a cloche, sitting in a little tray, is a Philodendron mamei. So next up is another lovely plant friend I have made, and she lives local to me, and her plants are to die for, and I'm very envious of her. And her name is Paula. You've heard me mention her before. She did trade with me, and we traded, what did we trade? I gave her a Hoya Carnosa Freckles, a Sarawak, and she gave me, I've wanted one of these for so long. She gave me this Hoya Mathilde. Look at the size of it, guys. Isn't it just beautiful? I am so pleased with this. And she also gave me a Philodendron Brantianum. And this was rooting in sphagnum moss, but I have put it in soil. I put it in soil probably 2 weeks ago. No bother to it, happy. And I love this plant, so I'm so excited to get this. Who else have I got on here? So now we have my lovely Samantha. I know you've heard me talk about Samantha before. So I'm not sure if I showed you this. Oh, come back here. These string of hearts are rascally varmints. But anyway, so she gave me this variegated string of hearts. Now part of it started to revert, so I just cut off the reverted part, and then I made some little butterfly cuttings and I put them in there, and I keep this under a cloche, guys, in my south facing window, which isn't that bright at the moment because I do have a house beside me, but it's doing really nicely and it's happily growing away. So I'm very grateful to her for this. So actually I have a story to tell you. She gave me a cutting of Cebu Blue, oh gosh, like early in the summer, and something happened, it just declined. And I'm trying to save it, but it's looking pretty sad, but hopefully it might survive. And I very cheekily messaged her and said, is there any chance I could get another cutting of the Cebu Blue? Now we do exchange plants, but at the time I had thrips. Even though I only had them in my kitchen, I was still nervous, so we will do an exchange later on. She's amazing, and she was like, absolutely no problem. And not only that, she dropped it to my door. So she gave me 2 cuttings of Cebu Blue, which I am rooting. So Samantha has a friend called Cheryl, and Cheryl's a lovely lady, and Cheryl messaged me on Facebook one evening and said, Begonia, I have this begonia, and I was wondering, would you like a cutting of it? Just out of the blue. So sweet, so kind. And I went, oh my gosh, I'd love a cutting. I can give you an exchange. And she said, no, I don't want any more plants. I have enough plants. Just come and get it. So I went and picked it up yesterday, and it's called a Begonia Tamaya. They have a little white fleck, so I think it might be similar to one of those kind of angel wing begonias. So I am so pleased. In fact, it's such a long cutting. I actually may, oh, she'd already started to root it, you see, I forgot about that. But I may just try cutting it again if anybody has any advice for me, and maybe I'll get 2 cuttings out of it. So if anybody knows about, I think that should be fine. So that's that little cutie. So they're all the trades and the gifts that I got. Now I'm going to show you what I have bought. So I went to Kin's Nature. Now this I have to read because this is like a tongue twister. And I bought this jewel orchid. So this is an Anno Extochilus Roxburghii Cross Ludicea Discolor. There's a name. So this is it, guys, really cute. Now this is my first jewel orchid, and I would like to start collecting them along with the small rare begonias. So if anybody out there has any to trade, please get in touch with me. I'd be really delighted. But isn't this really cute? Now I think, like, these are not cheap. I think this is like $39 or something like that. Some people might say for a plant that's cheap. I think it, you know, that's not cheap for a small little plant. But I was delighted to get it. It's my first one. And like the, how close can I go in without going blurred? Look at the markings on the leaf. It's just gorgeous. So I'm excited to get that. So I have 2 more, guys, and I got these from Valley View. This is, I've never even heard of this plant, but for some reason I'm so excited about it and I really, really love it. I've never seen it before, nor have I even heard of it before. It wasn't expensive. I can't remember what it was. It was under $10. I think it is fabulous, spectacular. This is called a Senecio mykonoides. Look at that plant. I'm just so taken with it. So there's a little bit of purple behind this leaf. I don't know if it's a characteristic. It's kind of behind some of the leaves and not behind others. But take a look. Can't you imagine how amazing this is going to be when it's a full plant and it's hanging down? I will hang it in my greenhouse. But let me just linger for a few moments. And my last plant, which again I am really excited about, I got this from Valley View Nurseries, is the Begonia Syst colour. Oh, what a thing of beauty. I think this is spectacular. Now I've heard that she's fussy, so I do keep it in my greenhouse, which has high humidity, but I'm just loving it. And it has great light out there as well. So guys, that's it. That's my haul for the last month and a half. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Could I ask you guys, if you're not already subscribed, to please subscribe. And if you could even put a thumbs up in the comments, that would be fantastic. Just something to show that you watched the video. And if you didn't like the video, by all means, give a thumbs down. Okay guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope this video was enjoyable for you, and I hope to be back soon. Take care guys.